Thank goodness you're here. I don't know how much longer we could hold out without you. Atlas is under attack. These big, mutant people blew a hole right through the wall of the substructure and came pouring through.
A mutant attack now, of all times. Unbelievable.
Scribe, status report. How many hostiles? Where are they now?
Dozens of mutants. I couldn't get a good count. We fought them back into the substructure and set up a makeshift barricade. We're holding them below for now, but it's only a matter of time before they break through.
Cavalry's arrived. Not a moment too soon.
If that's what they're called, it's a fitting name. But I'm not really worried about semantics right now. All I know is that they were very big, very green, and very good at using weapons.
All the more reason to get down there and help. Let's go.
Hurry!
An attack on Fort Atlas. So soon.
Good. Our initiate's held. And the barricade's still standing.
It looks like things have calmed down. Is this the last of the attackers?
Unlikely. Hostiles have been hitting in waves for hours now. Our scouts, the ones who've returned, reported the tunnels crawling with mutants.
We need a plan of attack. This threat won't take care of itself. We'll go on the offensive, take the fight to them.
We can barely hold a position of strength. Engaging superior numbers head-on would be suicide. Those mutants put up a hell of a fight. How many have we lost so far?
Those mutants put up a hell of a fight. How many have we lost so far?
Great! Why wait for death when we can rush headlong into it?
If we don't strike now, we'll just be worn down over time. You should know better, Shin. Clearly the Initiate does.
Ugh, what's gotten into all of you? This is no time for bickering. Look, I think there's a way we can make the plan a success. I have some explosive charges. I was waiting to plant them as our last line of defense, but maybe we can put them to better use. If we go into the tunnels and find their points of entry, we can destroy them and prevent any more mutants from attacking.
A surgical strike. I suppose that could work. Those mutants put up a hell of a fight. As much as I hate to admit it, I don't see a better option right now. Fine. But the Initiate will plant the bombs, and I will control the detonator. Scribe Valdez will stay behind and command the barricade, in case we don't make it.
Very well, Shin. If that's the price of your cooperation, then I'll pay it. If only to hold our brotherhood together a little longer.
A little longer? What? Oh, never mind. I can wait. Here are the bombs. I'll stay here and do what I can for the wounded. Good luck. I believe in you. All of you.
Attack on Fort Atlas? I knew it would happen eventually, but so soon.
Isn't this what you always wanted, Shin? Ridding the wasteland of threats to humanity?
I'm not a violent bug, Romani. I didn't join the Brotherhood to kill.
Well, you're certainly no negotiator.
Some people can't be negotiated with. I don't know how you've come so far without realizing that.
The mutants targeted anyone else in Appalachia.
The rest of Appalachia can defend themselves with our weaponry, thanks to this initiate's generosity.
I suppose they can. That puts my mind at ease.
You should be alarmed, not comforted.
Fight. How many have we lost so far?
Don't hesitate, Initiate.
Fight! Don't talk!
mission was a success, and Fort Atlas is safe. Our decisive action drove the enemy from our home, as it has in the past, and will in the future.
We survived the attack, but now you need to answer for what you did at the transmitter. It was inexcusable. And the Initiate here shares responsibility. You had an obligation to act, and you spat on that to support this traitor.
Okay, what happened? You've been at each other's throats since you returned. I should have known something was wrong. She did what now?
I destroyed the transmitter. The Elders are blind to the good we can do. We need to break free from their influence.
You only did this to escape responsibility for that incident. You can't bear to face the judgment of the Elders.
The Elders would have us stand trial for crimes we didn't commit. Your own sense of guilt is blinding you to that.
It's clear you can't be reasoned with. I don't know why I bothered trying. These new mutants are a threat that demands our unity. For now. Enjoy your success while you can, Romani. It won't last forever.
Do what you will, Shin. Cool your head and come back when you're ready to cooperate.
I don't know what to say. Paladin Romani has always butted heads with the Elders, but cutting ourselves off entirely? And I've never seen Knight Shin behave that way toward a superior officer. His rage has taken complete control of his senses.
Paladin Romani herself. Oh, now we're talking.
Knight Shin believes strongly in the Brotherhood the Elders have built. And for good reason. It's given order to all our lives, and its mission is critical to the revival of humanity. Still, he fosters an oppressive and isolating mindset. I can't help but wonder if the Order will evolve into a detached and selfish one with people like him at the helm. It's clear this rift won't heal easily. There's too much animosity between those two now. I still believe that they can come together in the end, though. I plan to do everything I can to make that happen. We've been through a lot. I need some time to think. Ad Victoriam, Initiate. Until next time. Staying safe out there.
Those mutants put up a hell of a fight. How many have we lost so far?
Another complaint. Shin's certainly winning us friends here.
Attack of Fort Atlas? I knew what happened eventually. So soon.
Need to have Valdez take another look at my armor. 2,000 miles of hiking's been real wear on it.
Someone returned their gun to the wrong place again. I need to call a seminar on this.
All right. Knight Shin's here to show those mutants who's boss.
Raiders causing trouble again. We'll have to do something about them.
Ad Victoriam, Initiate. Do you have any questions about your duties? If you have any additional questions about your duties, Knight Shin is in charge of new recruits.
2 sets of plans, and the Initiates
It
don't
is
know
important
the
that we
real
establish our own chapter here. outside the influences of the Elders back in California. I am confident that I can build up the Brotherhood here and help the people of Appalachia rebuild. Thank you for your assistance with helping me accomplish that goal. I won't forget your loyalty. What do you need, Initiate? Social conversations with a superior officer are not appropriate, soldier. I won't tell if you won't. I'm originally from the California branch of the Brotherhood of Steel. I was posted near Mariposa before the bombs fell, and I learned that some members of the US military had created an organization to help people. As a member of the US military, joining up with the Brotherhood was a natural transition for me. I was in the National Guard. Helping those who are less fortunate has always been a passion of mine. Being able to help protect my community was an experience I'll never forget. But now, my mission is to protect you and the other people of Appalachia. High Elder Roger Maxson is our leader back in California, and is the person who sent us on our mission to Appalachia.
What would
Sure.
the Elders do in this situation?
My mission in life is to help others and restore the world to what it once was. The Brotherhood of Steel is aligned with those goals. In addition to the preservation of technology, the resources that the Brotherhood can provide will assist me in accomplishing my mission. I will be at the forefront of rebuilding society. Sounds good to me.
I am a link in the chain that binds.
Regardless of Shin's feelings, I am still the Paladin and commander of the Brotherhood's Appalachian chapter. We are now cut off from the California Brotherhood. Without their support, it is more important than ever to build up our ranks and become a self-sufficient force in Appalachia. I will be the one to help the Brotherhood of Steel and the people of Appalachia to a new, better world.
I thought I had seen what
I
Wasteland
am
has to offer.
Grateful
Super mutants?
to have your support
This
while I
is a
accomplish
whole kind
my
of
mission.
purpose.
It's a beautiful land, and the people are resourceful. We will do everything we can to support them. All of us have taken the inoculation, but thank you for inquiring. It means a lot to me that the people of Appalachia care for the well-being of others.
I'll have some initiates inspect the perimeter. We can't afford to find any more.
They've done well to build such capable communities on the broken bones of the old world. Foundation is charming, and I admire their workmanship. The people of Crater may be more complicated, but I refuse to judge their group based on our past encounters with raiders. Over time, I'd like to build a lasting relationship with both of these settlements. Ah! Did I slip up again? Old habits die hard. I hope you'll be patient with us Westerners as we learn the local vernacular. Certainly. I'm here to listen. Certainly. Tell me which one you'd like to discuss.
Things would be different now if Taggarty's unit.
George Putnam came by with a basket of homegrown potatoes as a token of his family's appreciation. He reminded me his sons were interested in joining our ranks. Maybe one day we can send someone to see if they're Brotherhood material. There have been no more threats from Blood Eagles. And, despite Shin's objection, the villagers have been able to use the weapon you provided to fend off a number of attacks from nearby creatures. That kind of resourcefulness is exactly what I'd like to see in a united wasteland. If we continue to trust and work together with the people of Appalachia, we are sure to create a safer home for everyone. The trade deal you established has been of immense benefit to us. All the time our initiates would have spent gathering supplies, we've been able to direct toward training and reconnaissance.
This can't last
If this
forever.
is what results of putting you in charge of negotiations, we'll have to do so more often. Your service to the Brotherhood so far is appreciated, Initiate. I'd like to see more of it. The Appalachian Brotherhood is now free to focus its full efforts on helping the people of this region rebuild. Your support in these efforts is essential to me.
I thought I had seen
My primary concern is for the safety and well-being of the people of Appalachia. Anywhere that human life is threatened, the Brotherhood will be there. We cannot let a single threat blind us to all the others. Before I envision the future of the Brotherhood, I envision the future of Appalachia and its people. Safe, united, working together against common threats. I would like the people to feel they can turn to us anytime they need. As of now, our power remains limited. But as we bring more people to our side, so too will we bring prosperity to Appalachia. I had every wish to work together with Shin on my mission, and still do, but he is no longer open to discussion. His loyalty to the Elders is unshakable. He would rescind his oath before besmirching the Brotherhood's name. Should he ever open his mind, I will be ready to listen. The Elders wish to turn their backs on the people they claim to protect. They are obsessed with control, and without their influence, we can focus on what truly matters. Rather than severing us from the civilians, we must work alongside them. Rather than hoarding technology, we must be open to showing the people how to utilize it. That is the only way to return the world to what it once was. I'm all ears.
What would the Elders do
Stay
in
safe.
this situation? Please make sure to... I understand you may not agree with my way of doing things. I ask that you set those feelings aside to focus on the current threat. I can't imagine what it is you want to talk about. By supporting Romani's betrayal, you turned your back on the order and values of the Brotherhood. Nevertheless, we have something more important to focus on right now. Your status will be dealt with after the super mutants. Don't get too comfortable. One, they're an unknown. I understand these creatures have been sighted around Appalachia for some time now, but this is the Brotherhood's first time dealing with them. We need more information before we can count this threat as controlled. Two, they targeted us directly. The blow they dealt to this base is unacceptable. We must determine their motives, if any, and take appropriate steps to ensure this never happens again. Three, they're an abomination. We've seen all kinds of mutants, but these are uncannily human. It's an affront to nature to simply let them be. We'll restore proper order to this segment of the Brotherhood. We'll remove any links necessary to reforge the chain. When that's done, we'll return to our original mission of establishing contact with the Elders, whatever it may take. Romani broke her oath. Under normal circumstances, it would be up to the Elders to decide her fate as it relates to the Brotherhood. It is not my wish to be so shameless as to act in their stead, but if Romani is left to continue leading this force unofficially, the damage will be irreversible. Something must be done, and I am the only one left to do it. That's an odd statement, Initiate. I suppose I don't disagree with you. At the start of this expedition, I may not have had the confidence to decide for myself the right course of action. I relied on my orders. I made mistakes when left without them. But having to bite my tongue at Romani's leadership time and time again, that made my values clear to me. The next time I speak to the Elders, I won't be afraid to tell them what I believe. Yes. No more distractions. I'd rather not waste my breath on that topic, so make it quick. You mean that vile man we dealt with at the storeroom? The next time he tries to wax poetic about brotherhood tyranny and how he's trying to protect his family. Any family that threatens others to protect itself is just a criminal mob. And the way that Pierce tries to twist his words around you to justify himself, it's repulsive. And I mentioned I'd rather not talk about it. But, since you're so insistent on being intrusive, Night Connors defended my hometown from raiders, and subsequently brought me into the fold. I've seen raiders threaten and destroy communities a number of times, not just my own. As such, I believe it is within the Brotherhood's mission to address the threat they pose to humanity. Because the raiders are undignified outlaws who lie, steal, and murder as they see fit, their existence is a direct obstacle to the Brotherhood's mission to save humanity. That's why we can't just get along. Gladly. Make it quick, please. To procure and preserve dangerous technologies from before the war. Defend humanity from itself. Since the world went to pieces, anyone and everyone has been using what they can find in the wasteland to their own ends. Unrestricted. If things continue like this, humanity will never make it. The 1st Expeditionary Force was tasked with investigating several valued technological sites across the U.S., concluding at the Atlas Observatory. From here, we would report back on the fate of the preceding Appalachian chapter, carrying on the Brotherhood's mission in their stead if need be. But you and Romani sabotaged any chance of us making that report in the foreseeable future. I can see why a newcomer like you would feel no loyalty to the Elders, but Romani's betrayal is unforgivable. That lines up with our discovery so far. Truly an abominable threat, the Scorched. I will refrain from asking why you were snooping around a Brotherhood facility. I will warn you not to do it again. The rocket launchers were our most notable discovery. Everything else is classified. So that you and Romani can have your way with it again? Even if we did pick up another lead on a transmitter, you would not be included in the conversation. Ask them if you must. After the stunt you and Romani pulled, you're lucky to still call yourself an initiate. But we can talk about that after dealing with the mutants. Make it quick, please. I expected you to go to Romani with a question like that. But if you're asking me, I'll answer. Eliminate any super mutant you encounter. It remains unclear what's causing them to multiply, so we can't take any risks. Besides that, they are an abomination to humankind, and a threat to civilians across Appalachia. They cannot be allowed to live. Be ready for new orders at a moment's notice. And as soon as we put together a more targeted plan for dealing with them, we'll need you at the forefront. Considering what's happened, that's a complicated question. For your purposes, I still consider all initiates my direct reports. I will continue maintaining the armory and stockpiles, though some of those responsibilities will be distributed out to the initiates. My focus is on the super mutants. The sooner we can get a handle on that threat, the sooner we can get our hierarchy back in order. Does this look like a social club to you? I have my duties to attend to. I would hope that you have yours. I don't understand how that works, but I'll take your word for it. I've been with the Brotherhood for almost 20 years. I consider my life before that irrelevant. I think our mission is the only hope for humanity in the long term. And I think that any time I don't spend on that mission is irresponsible. There. Are you able to work now? Ad Victoriam.
Any new deeds to add to your scroll? Sure. I'll discuss what I can. I'm conflicted. I was raised in the Brotherhood. The Elders gave me my education, my occupation, my life. But Paladin Romani gave me freedom. I always wanted to see the world. I jumped at the chance to join her expedition, and she fought to bring me along. Being out here, on our own, without contact with home, it's terrifying, but it's also thrilling. I wanted an adventure, and I'm getting that. I wanted to see Appalachia, and here I am. But stay here forever? I don't know about that. They're unsettling. They can use human weapons, mount an organized offensive, and they targeted us for an attack. I get the feeling we haven't seen the last of them. It's not the first time they've butted heads, but this does feel different. All of their past frustrations feed into this conflict. The mutant attack does give us a common cause again. I hate to say it, but it might just buy us the time we need to come together. If it doesn't drive us apart even more.
Order, learning, protection.
Right.
Everything I need here.
Those weapons you've been chasing? We found them in a government facility on our way to Appalachia. We were supposed to keep them to ourselves. That's how we operate. But then we ran across a settlement being threatened by raiders. We couldn't just leave them to die. We equipped them with the weapons we found, but it didn't help. It was a massacre. The whole place was wiped out. Everyone was killed, including Night Connors. One of our own. The only survivors were 2 children we brought back with us. Marcia and Max. Night Shin believes it's our duty to report this incident to Elder Maxon. Paladin Romani feels we'd be punished just for trying to help. I'd be more comfortable with that. Sure. Always happy to talk tech with an initiate. No, I don't think so. As much as I'd love to, we're too short-handed, and I just don't have that kind of expertise. We'll have to make do with learning what we can from the project for now. It's a shame, but luckily I still have the blueprints and the original. I can make more. And we can always go back and retrieve the one from the transmitter if we still need to. Sure thing. What's the next topic? Lucky for you, I know all about us. We're an order dedicated to the preservation of science and technology. We find and catalog knowledge from before the bombs and keep it safe. You could say that. You could also say we have no right to keep knowledge to ourselves. That everyone deserves to learn. We get that from time to time. I can see the argument. But I believe in our mission. Nobody else does what we do. If not for us, all the old tech would just rust away. California, all the way across the continent. I've read that people used to fly that distance in a few hours, but the trek took us months. Maybe eventually we'll get flying again, but for now it's an arduous journey. We're here to help the people of Appalachia, and to catalog any technological discoveries we find. We set up Fort Atlas to that end. This old observatory has a wealth of technology to discover, and is a good staging point for future operations. We also want to learn the fate of the old Appalachian chapter of our order. MIA. Presumed KIA. be honest, that's what I expected to hear. At least they died trying to make a difference. May they rest in peace. I knew some of them from a distance. But it's better if we don't get into that now. The Council of Elders, chief among them, High Elder Maxon, our founder. He proclaimed our mission and set us on the path we follow today. Our expedition leader is Paladin Romani. She's an aggressive and daring commander who's taken us through many trials. Okay, what do you want to know? Sure. What needs explaining? We're the heart of the Brotherhood's mission to find, catalog, and preserve pre-war technology. Though sometimes in practice, well, let's just say I spend a lot of time calibrating things. We record things. Histories, schematics, every bit of knowledge we can get our hands on. We collect it all, compile it, and keep it safe, like old scholars or monks. Our name harkens back to that ancient tradition, so that's why we use it. Someday, you have what it takes. I've seen that much. I'd have you promoted here and now if I could. But the Brotherhood is slow to trust outsiders. You'll have to keep working for it. Be patient, put in your time, and know that I have your back. Sure, what do you want to talk about? About me? What do you want to know? California, though, truth be told, I've spent most of my life in one bunker or another. My parents joined the Brotherhood when I was very young, so I grew up in the Order. Really? How rare. You'll have to let me interview you sometime. I'd love to know more about the vaults. I have a lot to take care of while we get settled in here, but I'll get back to you on this. Don't worry. I do. Scribes are critical to the Brotherhood's mission. It's a mission I believe in. The work that comes my way can get tedious or overwhelming, but knowing I'm helping the greater good keeps me satisfied. Most days. Appalachia. It's beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. It reminds me of the stories my parents told me of before the war. Hiking in the mountains, playing in the rivers. I think, despite everything, you're lucky, Wastelander. I don't say that lightly. Yeah, it can be. We're a splintered organization with noble goals, but competing methods. We're a bickering family, but a family nonetheless. That's why I know we'll come together in the end. Appalachia. It reminds me of this, I think, despite every... Well, I think you're right. Though getting to see the world, even as it is now, is worthwhile. Of course. What's the next topic? I'll be here if you need anything. Hello, Initiates.
Paladin Romani herself. Now
get to go out and prove my worth. I joined the Brotherhood for structure, but things are already falling apart. Maybe it was wrong to enlist.
Elders have so much to teach us. I hope I get to meet them in person someday.